Internet. How are you? If you're watching this, that means that you are a patron, but also maybe not a patron, because this is a free for everyone video. Why? Because it's special. Not because the person who made it is special, although they are in some kind of ways. But because he's chuckling, he's not even on camera yet. Because the poster that we're going to talk about today, it just came out. Bradley!
Hey, special. It's special. Special. We mean like a spring special.
Yeah.
It's some sort of graphic.
Hold on. Keep vamping. Vamp.
About things that are special. If I were a vamp about things that are special, I could tell you a story about how I've used that word and it would not be appropriate in things.
Wow!
Hey, there we go.
This is special.
It's a good thing that cut me off. Okay.
Yeah.
Hooray! Special.
I'm gonna remind everybody and chill real quick. Look at that. Oh, we got to scroll.
Chiron. If isn't that the official terminology?
That was the official terminology way back in the day.
What is it now? The lower
graphic.
Just graphic?
Yeah.
Aren't there other graphics that need to be applied to as you can't just have a generic graphic?
That specifically is called a scroll or a ticker. And then this would be called a lower third or a banner or a super. So
when did Chiron become not the cool kid?
When that technology was gone bye because it's not the 80s anymore.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's like Xerox. It was just I didn't know that was the name.
Yeah, no, Xerox. Obviously, that's the brand versus the photocopier. What are we talking about?
We're talking about special things.
Yeah, guys. If you're new to this is what we do and have done 28 other times. 27 other times? I don't know. A lot of other times.
Posters will be mentioned at some point.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Hold on. But first, my coffee.
Yeah. Hey, it's too bad you don't have a sponsor for coffee.
We could.
Yeah.
If you have any leads on that, let me know.
No, I know what's crazy to me about coffee is that it is a legal drug that is just sold on the street corner. Like, you can go anywhere and you can just, like, it's the fuel for people to, like, there had to have been some meeting where all these, like, company factory owners were like, our workers come to work tired and they hate their job and they're unfulfilled and they're slow and they're not productive and they're cranky. And, like, what if we gave them an amphetamine and they just were, like, for no matter what the task was. Just
top of the morning to you. Yeah. Get the tea ASAP. Hey, boss. Hey, how are you? Hey, how the kids?
Exactly.
Just like,
and then we'll give them a 15-minute smoke break. I think there actually was something about like the 15-minute smoke break actually made people willing to work longer than they normally would.
Oh, really?
They just got like 15 minutes. They would work like hours and hours more than and so that was a whole like just way to get you to work longer sort of thing.
I appreciate that your video has been freezing every now and again, but your audio has not.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
So that'll be fun.
That'll be good.
I'm gonna turn the scroll off because it's kind of annoying me now. You guys get the picture. There's details below. Should we talk about the poster, Paul? I almost called you Paul. You're not Paul.
No. Lipstick.
Brad.
Calling me another man's name.
Does that happen to you often?
Usually, yes. Krista is usually calling me other people's names all the time.
If she was smart, she'd only think of other men named Brad, so that you're none the wiser.
It's true, indeed. And there's some good Brads out there.
Brad Pitt. Oh, Brad Paisley. Oh, Brad. What you got there?
I'm drinking, which was eventually my brother-in-law had made this comment that didn't make me realize this, but it's water. But I get these like flavor powder that has like caffeine and stuff because I don't, speaking of coffee, because I don't like coffee.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to have that same sort of, and it takes me forever to wake up. So I have these like caffeinated powders that you can get at like Costco and shit like that.
So cocaine.
When I did that to my brother-in-law, he's like, oh, so you drink Kool-Aid. And I was like, I never thought about it that way, but yes. It's
adult Kool-Aid.
It's Kool-Aid. But I'm drinking water, so hey.
Yeah. Let's talk about, I didn't even put the fucking date on this thing. Oh yeah, by the way, we swear on this. Let me see. Keep vamping.
We swear on this. shit. So many curse words. So
just all you do is say earmuffs.
Yeah.
And you say whatever you want. Cock, shit.
It's peculiar that there's words that are dirty. That's a strange thing. That there are words that were like, well, can you get your mouth washed out with soap? Why are the words that are dirty? And why are the dirty words the ones that you immediately say, like if you almost get in a car accident or like something, like if you hurt yourself or like you're about to rear end somebody, fuck, like without even thinking.
Yeah.
You default to like, I think like black boxes on plane crashes, the last words are usually the pilot saying like, oh shit.
You would think.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting the full story.
Of the black box.
Of any of that.
Of the black box.
Hey, we'll get to conspiracy theories in next episode.
No, the next one will be ripe. We'll be
back on Patreon only.
It'll be just conspiracy theory bound.
Let's talk about this. This is a date that's not yet to come. As far as when this is coming out.
Right?
It could be today. It could be mañana, because whenever the band decides to post this poster, it'll be that day. So, there it is. It's coming up, and it is...
I can't believe what happened yesterday.
This thing.
There it is.
Wow.
Look at it. You have to give your spiel, your interpretation.
Oh, my interpretation? Well, I think you looked back at the last time that Pearl Jam played Pittsburgh. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Pearl Jam played Pittsburgh.
And it wasn't Emick. Who did the last poster?
Monk 1.
Monk 1, that's right. And you said, you know what, Mr. Monk 1? May I call you Mr. Monk 1? You've got iron, molten iron being poured into a guitar shaped mold.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pittsburgh. They like steel.
So
So you said, you know what? I can do you one better. How about I make the second act to that play?
Yeah.
And here is the I would assume now jobless steelworker. He's been topical. Very topical. He's playing the Monk 1 guitar. And he's also made of the steel, not unlike the Nemesis from Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Yeah. That's what it totally is. That's the reference right there.
And then somehow, is there probably amps back there? I would think. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then somehow the word Pearl Jam is from this vortex of music and metal.
Yeah.
Hey, be warned. Caution tape. What does that say? Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers, May 16th, 2025, Pittsburgh, PA. PPG Paints Arena?
Yeah. Caution. Be careful. Danger. It's warm where that is over there. It's very hot. Yeah.
Very temperate rock.
Yeah. No, that was the when I got the date. I mean, you always make the joke that if I don't reference your city, I think your city's boring. So no offense to Pittsburgh, but when I got this date in my brain, because I'm a gig poster fan, just like all the people that collect all these posters are into them. I just thought of Monk's poster right away, and I was just and I also thought about how I think that poster for him really endeared him to the Pearl Jam poster community. I think he maybe had done some before that, maybe a couple, but this one I think people really liked and maybe became like a holy grail Pearl Jam collector sort of thing. So I kind of wanted to pay tribute to that, but also just I love gig posters, and I wrote this on the back. It's on the back of the poster. I love that I get to do this job. I love that gig posters are art inspired by listening to music, and I love that you get to see a snapshot into an artist's mind about whatever the music is making them think of. And sometimes you can tell they're not thinking about the music at all, and just doing what they normally do. But I just it's such a cool aspect of graphic design. I love gig posters, and I love that I get to do it. And even though all the new artists that have come onto the Pearl Jam doing posters means that I lose job opportunities, I still love to see all the things that my peers create, and it's always super inspiring and super just impressive. And just like everybody else who sits around and waits to see what's the poster for the show today, I do that too. And I love this gig. I love the job that I get to do, and so I wanted to kind of pay tribute to all the other artists that inspire me and get to do this stuff. And that was just what I was thinking about when I thought of Pittsburgh, and I thought of Monk's poster, and then I thought of how Monk was sort of one of the first artists that came in, and when it was just me and Ames, it was Ames, then it was just me and Ames, and then I think and then Monk was probably one of the first people that got to be different than us. So it's just sort of like, I love that I get to, even though I'm no longer an employee with Pearl Jam, I love that I get to keep contributing to the poster world. Like I keep getting to, like, I feel like in some way Ames like set the whole foundation of it and established the whole thing and made us all super interested in the posters because their artwork was just so cool. And then when I showed up, I was sort of a different thing, and I think that kind of helped, like, spurred on more interest in posters too. And so it was just, and then the other artists came, and so I'm just grateful that I get to keep kind of building. I keep getting to add a block to the Pearl Jam poster world that it is. So it's just an ode to gig posters.
Do you think there are a lot of gig poster artists who have some sort of homage to other gig poster artists?
I think occasionally somebody might, like, in the way that a movie director might reference like a scene, or something, be like a shot or a composition. I think occasionally that's been done here or there. But yeah, I think it's been done once or here. I'm sure there's been people who've just been like referencing one of their peers or referencing somebody that's inspired them, but this was just like Monk's thing. Monk was just sort of representative of the entire gig poster world to me. It was just became this it was just interesting to me that when Pearl Jam in Pittsburgh came up, my brain went right to his poster. Like I said,
that's the mark of a good poster, my friend.
Yeah, and so, like, no offense again to Pittsburgh, but I was just like those when I thought of Pearl Jam in Pittsburgh, it was Monk one, and so I was like, I should speak to that somehow, and it just made me think about my whole experience and the whole world and that shit. And then I had those R amps behind the character, and it is that idea. So Monk's was his poster was them creating the guitar, and then I was like, well, what if that guitar was then played? It would melt the whole. It would.
So I was right.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Holy shit! First time ever.
Yeah. But so it was just this idea of like face melt, like just melting the place down. I was going to have the amps being melted and stuff like that too. But I just as a guitar player, I'm stupidly, really aesthetically intrigued by just walls of speaker cabinets. I don't know why, but even I know Jeff over the years has had like his different amps and that sort of thing. And I think that would be a fun part of being a touring musician is if you had enough money and you were working with amplifier companies and stuff like that you could get to, curate what your amps look like and like what color they were and the arrangement of them. There's a weird nerdy part about that, all that. I'm not that much of a gearhead, but I just like the kind of monolithic stones, like amp walls, which have you seen on the tour? I saw some video from one of the shows, and it looks like Stone's amps are fully baffled. Like I've seen where they're baffled, they have baffles on the sides, but it looks like they're now completely. There's something like
He's really isolated them.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what what it sounds like with that gone, or how different it is, or But it's such a weird thing to see. He's built like a fort around his amps.
Have you talked to Monk One about this? Has he seen it?
I sent it to him. I think I texted it to him, and he thought it was cool. He was stoked on it. I thought it was very nice. Like I said, there's a whole back piece where I wrote what I just.
Which you didn't send me.
Said. No, I'm gonna leave it special. It's special, like the episode.
You have to get the poster to find out. Let's go back to the beginning, Brad.
Let's go back to the beginning.
First sketch.
Yeah, that was just a.
I see a lot of just like Demogorgon shit happening.
It is that the Demogorgon sketch. And like there's times where I'll do this where I'll just loosely sketching kind of motion lines and stuff like that. And the drawing's not necessarily fantastic. But there's something about the shapes that have been made that I really like. I'm like, oh, I should just highlight certain aspects of these shapes rather than trying to like refine this into a more realistic person and trying to make it have more detail. It just became more like I like the weird way that the elbow goes and the way that like just even some of the pencil lines. And so yeah, it became, and it was supposed to be more of like an electric guitar, like a Gibson. But when I went back and looked at Monk's poster, I'm trying to match his guitar as much as I can.
It was like a dreadnought.
Yeah. But these are like, there's times where I can probably sit and work on this sketch and bring out a whole bunch of more, just highlighting all these weird background lines and make this totally abstract, bizarro thing. And sinewy and weird lines, and nobody would like it. So I have to try and like just pull out the most basic elements of it. And I think too, he was going to have like a Pittsburgh Pirates.
I was just going to ask you, is that an homage to the George Webb inspired '98 Pittsburgh poster?
There was going to be that too. It was going to be that there was a reference to Ames's Pittsburgh poster, and then
you're like, nuts to you guys. I'm homaging Mr. Monk 1.
Well, but none of that. Like George,
you had your day in the sun, Barry and Kobe. We love you guys. Please come on the show.
But no, and like George, I love George, and so when I worked at the warehouse, George was one of the other few people who worked there, and I wanted to try and pay homage to the poster, and then also to the dude himself,
to the man,
to George. But it just didn't work out that way. So. But yeah, that was just and like some like sketches like that. I think I probably gave up on it. It was probably just a loose, dumb sketch. I'm like, I need a person playing a guitar, and then just I'm not doing anything. Like I'm trying to do something, but it's just maybe I don't think it's happening or it's working. And then I come back and look at it 2 days later. I'm like, there might be something I could pull out of there graphically that'll work. So
then you went from this eventually to this, which is some sort of mocked up. It almost looks like a variant in some ways.
Oh yeah, no, it's just the I've said in the past that the written piece on the back of the poster where the artist, which is a cool thing, and I've told Chris this, Mr. Teaser, that like no other poster does that, where you get the story, you get other artwork, you get this whole other component to it. But he's reminded me that like the reason that happens is partially because of me, because I would always, when I send in my concepts to get approved, I would write this big long paragraph about my inspiration. But mostly that's because, one, I ramble, but also... Mostly my concept sketches start off really bad, like really crappy and super loose, and then they evolve and they change. I get kind of a general concept in my head, and so the reason that I write it is to explain, trust me, it's going to do all these things, it's going to look really cool, don't look at the concept sketches, just like it's going to evolve from that. So this is really just me... just slapping color on something and like then being like, the type will do something like this, there'll be a person here and there'll be this, and so
whereas currently here they're living on the sun.
Yeah, yes,
they won't be in the final draft.
No. But it's and I've had that one time happen doing a poster for the Foo Fighters where I went so far away from my concept sketch that they were like, you need to go back to what you originally sent that was approved. And that was mildly panic inducing because there was like a week left and I was super stoked on where I had gotten it. And then they were like, no, you need to get back to where
what year was that? What poster was that? Let's see if I can find it.
The most recent one. It was.
Oh, really?
In Seattle on 2024. Yeah.
Let's find it. Let's find that. Oh, wow. It's very involved.
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
No. I know. But I mean, like, I'll explain. If you have the image, I can explain.
I'm trying to find a good version of it so I can download it. Keep going. Keep vamping. You did a great job so far.
It's some people submit their concept sketch and like it's pretty much the poster. Like they're like it's a drawing of the whole thing. And like I don't ever I sometimes can do that, but like usually it's just an evolution. It grows and it changes. And the longer you sit with an image, the more you start to be like, oh no, I could do this or I could do that, or maybe it needs to do this. Or then as you're working on it, you're like, oh, this is dumb. Like this part's stupid and like it doesn't work.
Here we go.
It's not the best version, but
no. I did a quick crop, but this is the idea. There's four deer.
Yeah.
And some sort of Olmec on acid. For all my 90s Nick fans out there. This is cool, though.
Yeah, no, it's there's been numerous times where, like...
Some third eye. Oh, I see your triangle. I see your fucking pyramid shit. Finally, I see it.
Yeah, it's about enlightenment. There's a light on the top of the head.
I see it.
Yeah. No, but this thing, like, I had this idea of just, like, this nature goddess figure, which is, again, like you've noticed, like, sort of one of my recurring theme shticks.
Love a good goddess.
Yeah, and I had turned it into this, like, she was riding on the back of this bear, and the bear was roaring.
I love it.
It was roaring. And actually, I should send it. It actually looks kind of cool. But it was roaring the letters, Foo Fighters.
It was roaring the letters?
Yeah, like, it was like... But it was like geometric shapes. It was roaring, like, they were like... It was like a tube of, like, chevrons, like, down below. It was like letters made out of, like,
you love a good chevron too.
I
Speaking
do.
of chevrons, there they are.
I know, like, there's everywhere. You'll find chevrons everywhere. But so, like, it was like a week. I had to get this done, like 2 days. They're like, you need to go back to the original. I was like, there's no fucking way that's gonna happen. Like, you know how much time it took me to get to here? And so I was like, the only way that's gonna happen is if this thing is symmetrical, is if I can do one half and then just flip it and get it done toot sweet.
Toot sweet.
And then I think I had the chick from someplace else, and, like, it just magically all fell together in, like, a couple of days. And it's one of those, like, you know, I can't Hail Mary, can't, like, up all night for, like, 3 days, can't believe this happened, and then being like, oh, it's not bad. It's actually cool. Like,
it's cool.
And like, that there was a Queens of the Stone Age poster where I think I've told this story to you before, but dumb stoner me, I emailed the guy who handled all their posters, and I was like, hey, can I get the date for the poster to do the poster, and then can I get tickets to go to the show? And he wrote back, like, briefest thing, like, yes on the show, and all I thought was he said that I could go to the show. I didn't realize that he said, yes, you can have the poster. Like, he was giving me the poster for the show. I missed that part because there's a reason why they call it dope. And so, like, a week before the show, he emails me. He's like, how's that poster? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not doing the poster. And he's like, dude, you are. And I had to go back and read the email. And I was like, oh, shit. I am doing the poster. And I wrote the worst thing I probably could have been. I was like, I don't have time for this. I can't do this. And he was like, that's super shitty. This is really... And I felt horrible. And so I scrambled again. And fortunately, there was a Metallica poster that I had done that I never do this. That was full size, like 18 by 24. Normally my thumbnails are small. And this Metallica poster wasn't approved, but it was all to scale. So everything was ready to go. And so I was able to turn that into a Queens of the Stone Age poster, which again ended up being kind of cool. And I was like,
which one was this?
2018 at Seattle at the Key Arena. I think it's 2018.
I see it. See if we can get this one in here. You're talking about it, so I have to.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, what the hell is it? What's a JXL file?
I've never heard of that before.
What the hell is that? Quick convert JPEG. There she is. The internet's like, what are you doing? This is me doing the magic in real time. And there we go.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you can see too, like, I like people spiraling up out of explosions coming up.
Yes. that was 7 years from this.
Yeah.
more vortexes from one Brad Klausen. We're full circle.
Yeah, and also like Crystal comments, she's like, "Oh, ketchup and mustard again," and I'm like, "Yep, ketchup and mustard."
Give me some relish.
Exploding colors of red and yellow. But yeah, and this too, there was a Hendrix poster that I did that got the rug pulled out of it, and it was the same thing. It was a Hendrix playing guitar exploding, and He has amps behind him. There's
too much drugs.
And I really like that composition with the amp, the square covers. And I was bummed out that I was never gonna get to do that for that Hendrix poster. And I was like, oh, because like you said in the concept, that stuff's not back there. It was just this person. It was just going to be like molten lead. It was just the whole thing was going to be dripping molten, like, you know, everywhere.
Everyone knows Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh letters.
Yeah. So the squares were from another poster too. So this one is kind of like,
you're just stealing from everywhere.
They didn't get used. There's stuff that I didn't use, and I'm like, that's just done. I was like, oh, I can have a background of amps, and I was like, I already did them. I already got them done. And
done.
So, yeah.
Check the box.
But hopefully, there's also my copies. The red is metallic ink.
Oh,
that's there's a variant. So the artists get a variant copy. So mine. Yeah. Metallic, but on the show copies and my copy, there's also a gloss varnish on the varnish. Who
doesn't love a good varnish?
When it's done well, I'm a sucker for. I like when I did that bottle one, and we used the varnish on that.
Yeah,
I have now just, and I remember Matt Ryan used a varnish on that globe that he did. Mm-hmm. And in-house, the people that print these do varnish well. It kind of sits on the paper a little higher. So it gives it a little bit of a dimension as well, but it's thick and it just shimmers and it's interesting. And I think I'm now, once I found out you could do metallic inks, I wanted to put metallic in everything. And now that I know Roberta is better at that's the one who runs in-house printing. I want gloss varnishes on everything now.
I want to varnish everything.
There's got to be some element.
You get some varnish. There's
got to be some element of the design where it's shimmery and slick looking, or somehow and now I'm factoring that into how I'm making stuff. So this very much was like what's fire and lava or like molten. You know,
it works.
Yeah. So hopefully people dig it. It's always a bummer to be at the end of a leg of posting.
Why?
Because. Like you're just waiting. I've been sitting on this for I don't know how many months, and like you want people to see it, and like the shows keep going. You're at the end of the leg, and you're like, well, I want to show what I made.
Well, you will, and you have today.
It's special,
and so people are lining up right now to buy this thing.
Yeah, hopefully.
And you know what I like? I like that there's one poster for a show. I like that we've gone back to that.
Oh, instead of having
multiple options per show. I like that. This is the show. This is the art. That's it.
Yeah. I always think of it like you're like tattooing the show in time. Like the poster is sort of a tattoo of it in history. Like whenever you talk about when a band played this date, there is a chronological tattoo of art that goes along with it. So
absolutely. And I don't know about anybody else out there, but when I have all my bootlegs in my iTunes, I change all the cover art from whatever the hell, Pearl Jam put on it to whatever the gig poster is. So I'm reminded of that tattoo while I'm listening to the
there you go
from years past.
Oh, and hey, too, before we wrap up, I'm going to be selling my copies on my Shopify store. Mm-hmm. I'm going to sell 100, but then I'm going, speaking of Monk One has a poster show at the end of May called Color Haiku. And there's a bunch of different poster artists who are going. I think the 10 Club and T-Cert are sponsoring it. And it's in, I think, Pasadena in California.
Oh,
so
will you be there?
Yeah. So
we could say hi.
We can.
I can come by.
Yeah. For all the Southern California people, I'm going to sell 100 of the Pittsburgh posters on my store, and then I'm going to take 100 to Color Haiku to the poster show. So I think I'll probably have if you want, make an exception for like a poster buddy, because obviously people can't go to Southern California. Mm-hmm. So if there's people out there who want one of these posters, because I'm only selling half of mine on my shop, and I'll have the other half, I think I'll make it so that people can buy two, so at least they can hook up a poster buddy, even though there'll probably be people who will exploit that that offer. And but I want to be able to at least, if I know there will be people who will say like, hey, I have a friend in Los Angeles who can get me
That's
a
what
poster.
they all say.
That's what they will all say. and they'll go up on eBay and I'll look stupid and then people will get mad at me. But trying to offer a thing to help people out and you
just give me all the stock and I'll deal with it.
Okay.
I'll sift through these ruffians. These scallywags.
I'm trying to figure out some way to verify that you're like, well, how can I prove that your poster buddy is a real person who exists and isn't eBay? You know?
Brad, when it comes to poster selling, there is no due process. Okay.
It's not a democracy.
Off to Venezuela. And with that, we say thank you to Brad for stopping by, and we'll see you maybe over on Patreon with more episodes, like we just did.
This special one. This was special. It was super special.
Hold on.
Wait for it. Hey! It's not a Chiron.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.